Okay, let me start off by saying I didn't pay for Mechwarrior 5. I was watching the Angry Joe show on Twitch, and they gave out keys. And I guess I happened to jump in as soon as they were giving out keys, and I swagged one, or swagged? Wow. Swiped one.
I mean,
damn, Ren.
First off, it's a single-player game.
Alright, so this is what I want to address. This is Mechwarrior 5 AMA from No Guts No Galaxy on YouTube, and it was in July 28th, 2019. This statement basically came out to be false, from what I can initially tell. I just want to address this because this was a big deal to me, because they basically told us, no, once you download it from Epic Game Store, you don't have to have Epic Game Store to play the game. Partially true. He says you don't have to use it to play co-op, which is the big kicker. Yes, you do. It absolutely does not let you do anything other than the single player if you aren't connected to Epic Game Store. So effectively, you are stuck with Epic Game Store if you buy it through that to play it at all. You're basically stuck with it. You can't just download the game from Epic Games and never have Epic Games again. You have to have it to play online. Period. This is the statement verbatim.
Like weird little batch files and stuff like that. So, I mean,
he's saying you can use batch files to connect somehow. I've never done that a day before in my life. I've used the console to connect to other players before, but I've never done it with the batch file, so I don't know what he's talking about with that.
First off, it's a single-player game. So if you buy the game through the Epic Game Store and download it, once it's downloaded, you can shut down the Epic Game Store and like double-click on the executable. Just, play the game. There's no always online connectivity needed or anything like that. And then for co-op, you'd use your friends list to connect to each other. But I need to get some follow-up on this. But I don't think there's anything stopping people from connecting kind of like old school LAN style with their friends, to be honest. So. Those are great questions, and it brings up some really interesting thoughts that I hadn't had in a while. And that's
so. He's saying you can just use the command line. So in CS:GO and Quake 3 Arena and Pickle's apparently on my channel. That's cool. What's up, Pickle? Apparently, whatever. Quake 3 Arena. I think I've even done it in Mechwarrior 4. Maybe. It's been a very long time. We haven't had to go back to that in a long time.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
Oh, sweet Jesus, I'm streaming. We're talking about Mechwarrior 5.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. Brain fart at this point. Anyway, yeah, so Mechwarrior 5, you have to have Epic Games to do anything. I have played one match of Instant Action since I got it, because it's 50 gigs, so I had to download it. But to host a co-op game, you can click it, and it immediately goes into it. If you get rid of the Epic Game Store, and then co-op, okay, now it's going to do it because I've already logged into it, but I'm going to quit the game. We're gonna see. So it let me connect because I had Epic Game Store open down here. But if I go in and go to my SSD and then MW5, Mechwarrior. Yes, it does let you launch the game from the exe. I don't have a problem with that. That's all fine and dandy. But what he was saying is you can just do a command line and connect to your friends if you know their IP address or whatever. That's cool. But you can't do that. Connecting to online services. But there's no online connectivity. Also, it does go through Epic Game Store to verify ownership before it will let you launch the game. Because I did try to take the files from this computer to my VR room and put it on that computer, and it didn't let me run the game without connecting to Epic Game Store first. I don't necessarily have a problem with that, because otherwise, once the game files are out there, pirates could just get the game and they would never have to authenticate. So I don't necessarily have a problem with that. But you didn't give us online connectivity without going through Epic Game Store. So, granted, that was July. I will give them that. But I feel like that probably it didn't persuade me to stay with it, because I didn't want any part of Epic Game Store to begin with. just because they were so wishy-washy about it. They were saying, yeah, pre-order this and you'll get a Steam key. And then they backtracked because Epic Games bought them out and said, be exclusive with us for a year. So I backed out. I'm like, no, you told me I was getting a Steam key. That's what I agreed to. That's what I wanted. You're not going to force me to go to Epic Games. I didn't pay for this. Full disclaimer, I didn't pay for it. I got it from a stream from Angry Joe Show, I think is what his actual name is on Twitch. I got it from that stream. They were putting keys in the chat. I grabbed one. And somehow I beat 2,000 people to it. Because I think it was the first one that went, and I guess nobody was paying attention. I don't know. I got lucky. I will completely admit that. Now, I am going to play through this game. I am not going to be nice to it. Because I haven't watched every single AMA, and I don't remember every bit of every AMA. This is one part that stood out to me, was you were going to get to be able to play online without going through Epic Games. Because that's what I wanted. I was like, okay, maybe if that's a thing, I'd be okay with that. Because I wouldn't be stuck with Epic Games. This is right here. I would have to keep Epic Games if I wanted to keep playing it. I was almost ready to recommend it to my friends. After I got the key and I was going to check it. Because I was going to be like, yo, you don't have to have Epic Games. You have to have it to download it and authenticate it. After that, you never have to run Epic Game Store again. We would not be able to play together if we all bought it without going through Epic Game Store. And we didn't want it. So I start off Mechwarrior 5 with that. Now, I have, on this channel, played through Mechwarrior 3 recently. And I've definitely done an entire playthrough of 4 Mercenaries. I don't think I did Vengeance, and I don't think I did Black Knight. But I absolutely loved those games. I grew up on those games. So Mechwarrior 5 is not going to be... It's got a high bar it's got to meet to stay with my heart. I'll put it that way. I muted this game because it was loud. That's not what I wanted to do either. That's still very loud. No, I'm going to turn it up there, and then I'll turn it down in here. I did play one match of Instant Action, and I'll probably play one more, just so I can kind of get used to it, because, one, the controls were abysmal. I got used to Mechwarrior Online, and I feel like so did a lot of other people, and they are abysmal. The Z key isn't zoom. The V key is third person, because I guess because it's a single player game, they would rather you flip in and out of first person, which I'm not a fan of. I've always played Mechwarrior first person only. I'm not a fan of switching back and forth. I know there's people on Mechwarrior Online that do it, and that's why I'm probably ass at the game nowadays. That's still loud. God dang. I get it, they're happy about their soundtrack because it's a single player game and they can do what they want with it, but jeez. Okay, single player, instant action. I've got to reset all this. But we're going to go through, I wanted to go through it on stream with, here I'm going to cut to my other scene. I wanted to go through it on stream when I change all the stuff. So all the instant actions I've seen have been nothing but a whole bunch of people, just wave after wave of people, and I wonder if they're doing like a raid or something. So Assassination was the one that I ended up doing because I felt like it would be easiest. Military's fine. There's a lot of enemies there. Outlaws, because that's what I fought last time, and I'm just going to go with similar stuff. I did Iron Oxide last night, so I'm going to basically redo the same one I just did offline, off stream. I did like morning. I think it was clear, moderate conditions. And then... Actually, you know what? I did select scenario right here. Beta Assassination, recommended tons. This is what I did. You can edit loadouts apparently. You can't change where everything is, but you can do that. I'm not a big... that doesn't bother me any, because I get it. I like dragons. They're decently fast. I think I did the Fang. The one thing I might do later on if I get a Fang or something is I'll change the AC-10 to an LBX. I don't know. It depends on how LBXs are in this game. These don't super matter. I think I just did a Zeus. I just threw some mechs in here. I'm going to set basically like I had them because they were decent. I had a... Did I do an Atlas? No, I did a Warhammer. I didn't want to just Assault Lance it. Did I do that one? Yeah, I think so. And then I definitely had an assault. I don't remember what. Actually, Zeus's assault. It's an 80 ton. I don't remember if it was Atlas. I think it was Atlas. Yeah, it was an Atlas. Because I was like, I want to see an Atlas in this game. I think it went AC-10 because Gauss rifles, I don't trust an AI yet. He was RS. I'd put these guys on Elite just because I didn't want to like have them straight up suck. So I'm at 310 out of 250 recommended. I don't really care. The controls are abysmal. The performance I was not super impressed with. I'm running on... Okay, so full disclosure, I am running Unraid. I am running 4 computers in 1 computer. I have a Ryzen 1920X, 64 gig of RAM on 4 sticks, so 4 16 gig sticks. And a RX 480 is the graphics card I'm passing through to this VM. I don't have issues playing any other game. I play like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. I play all AAA titles, whatever the heck you want to call them. I don't have problems with them. But this game, at 1x it was fine. It's fine right now. I don't have an FPS counter because I don't even know if this game has support for one. But when you zoom in, there's a little bit of stuttering, or it was. It defaulted to high. I'd set it down to low, or medium. So we'll see how that works out. So I'm not super impressed with the performance of it, even though it's Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine usually works fine on a lot of things. That's actually a lot of stuff compared to last time. So it's scroll wheel by default to zoom in and out. R is still the targeting thing. Okay, this time, okay, so there's this thing. I straight up suck. The sensitivity changes based on your zoom level. I hate that. I don't mind the reticle, but the UI in general, they were saying in one of the AMAs, I could not pull it up for the life of me. Well, I didn't try, but I promise you I couldn't find it unless it was buried in like the one episode they did UI. They were saying that the UI was going to look like it was like a part of the mech. It wasn't going to be just the heads-up displays. I liked the way they did it in the beta, or not even the beta. It was one of the it was the demo video where it was the Shadow Hawk and there was the dropship that showed up and all kinds of other stuff happened. I don't think there was actually a fight, but the UI looked like it was part of the mech, and that looked actually really cool. But at least in this instant action and stuff, this looks like every other Mechwarrior Online and everything else. Yeah, see, there's a little bit of lag, and it's real. The sensitivity turns way down when you are zoomed in. I'm really not a fan of that, so we're gonna have to check that out. Convergence seems fine, but this is very slow-paced compared to Mechwarrior Online. I have videos on my issues with convergence because they make me miss a lot of times. The controls to control your AI are really, really weird. Granted, I came from Mechwarrior 3 and 4. 3 wasn't super terrible, if I remember correctly. I didn't control the AI a whole lot, I don't think. But 4 is my benchmark for AI control, because that was what I liked the best. I don't hate, the more that I play it, this is the second time I'm playing this, I don't hate the scroll wheel after I get used to it a little bit. Come on now. I do hate the sensitivity changing though. That's gonna have to, I hope that's something you can configure. I doubt I'm gonna hit it. Okay, so I've got to learn the speed of which the AC-10s move. Wow, rip. It looks pretty. I'll give it that. I mean, it's pretty responsive when you're zoomed out, but when you're zoomed in, I don't know. It's something going on with the sensitivity. So let's start with that, because I know we have a lull. Controls, throttle up, throttle down, full stop, jump jets, that's all fine and dandy. There's a free look still, that's fine. I'm never going to use percentages on throttle. Move at formation speed, okay. Weapon groups are all fine. Here, increase zoom, cycle zoom, middle mouse button. Are you fucking kidding me? Z, please. Toggle a arm lock is Z. Toggle arm lock in MWO is caps lock? I think it's caps lock. I don't remember what it is in MWO. I didn't play MWO for a while. I don't know why you'd ever use Z for toggle arm lock. That would explain why... Okay, so the last time I played it, I couldn't figure out what I was doing, and I didn't want to go through the controls in the one I wasn't streaming because I wanted everybody to see my personal issues with it, not that anybody cares what my personal issues are. So, enemy, previous, or next enemy. Why is T previous and next? How does it differentiate between them? Oh, okay. Up, down, left, right. I would certainly hope those are all up, down, left, right, and not some off-the-wall thing. Toggles, control, so that's standard. That's great. Although I do wish you could do it before you go into it like Mechwarrior 4. I don't know. I haven't messed with the Mech Lab either yet. You can interact, apparently. That's interesting. Battle grid. B. Let's apply what we got. B. Oh, that is hellacious. Controls. Where were we at? I'm not a fan of the minimap being in the top left. All the Mechwarrior games that I played in the past that I can remember have always had the map in the center. Even Mechwarrior Online has the map in the center. I don't understand why you would move it. I don't see the benefit of moving it up in the top corner. I would have rather it be right in the center because you're in a mech which has a radar, and in the center it seems like it's a part of the mech to me. Way better than it is up in the top left like that. Maybe that's personal preference. I don't know. Mech power, P, I would certainly hope so. Night vision, okay. Mechwarrior 4, I think it was like L, or L was the actual light, and then N was the thing. I don't see an option on here for an actual physical light, but that's not that big a deal for me. Lance command. This, maybe I just gotta get used to it. F4 was always select the lance. F10 was when you had 8 people. F9 would have been the second lance, is how Mechwarrior 4 did it. You don't have a second lance in this. Maybe mods are going to open that up. I kind of hope so, because that would be great. Form up on me was always 3. I can tell you, I know most of these by heart. 3 was form up on me, F1 was attack target, F2 was defend target. You don't even get a defend target anymore. You get a go to location, form on me, and toggle and hold weapons free. F8 was attack my target. It was always, here's my hotkeys from memory, because I haven't played Mechwarrior 4 since I streamed it last, I don't think. F10 to highlight all your things, F3. I didn't have a problem with going across the keyboard. It's basically muscle memory. F10, F3 to form up on my lead, F10, F8 to attack randomly, F10, F1 to attack a single target, to gun them down. You don't get any control over your AI in this. There's a whole host of other things. You could be like, go to my nav point, repair. I think that was F7. I don't remember. But the list in the top left corner that showed all your lance mates, like their health. This one kind of shows their health. It's not super great. I'm going to try to leave these where I'm at. So you get F1 is attack single target. F1, F2 is form on me. So I'm going to try to do that and see if I can get used to it. And then F1, F4 is hold fire weapons free. I wish they would have kept with it because they called it Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries, which feels like it's supposed to be a continuation of Mechwarrior. Did I just say Mechwarrior 4? They called it Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries, which means it sounds like it's trying to be the continuation of Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries. I don't see why they would move the lance controls of Mechwarrior 4. I never had a problem with that. F1, and the other thing, you can't control individual people, so you can't tell one person to go do one thing and the other person to go do another thing. I have a problem with that. You can't tell your AI to go do two separate things. It's like, wait, can you? I don't, hang on. Let me make sure I'm not bullshitting anybody right now. You can, it's just a pain in the dick. It's F1 to order all, and, oh god, F5 to cancel, which is insanity. F2, you can tell them to do something. So instead of it being from the 1, it's you start at F2. Can you change that at all? Command to Lance mate 1 / form on me. You can't split that up? Really? See, that's, okay, so, Jesus. Your voice just came through super loud. Oh, sorry, Pickle, my bad. I don't know what that was all about. It's probably because I'm heated because, like, these freaking controls are insanity. Command to Lance attack my target. I don't know if you can split that up. See, that's the problem. I don't know. I have no idea. We're gonna run with this and see if I can get used to this. If I continue to make comments about it, it sucks. Just putting that out there. Oh, the other thing, sensitivity. Sorry, I'm like all over the place on these controls right now. There is horizontal and vertical, but there is not a zoomed sensitivity toggle. So that's gonna really get on my nerves. That's great. That's just what I wanted out of the... Actually, I can turn my light on. Hey, I don't know if that makes it any better. I think that actually doesn't help at all. That's kind of terrible. I just realized how dark the shot was. All right, well, it's fine. We'll do that. It's just... I get it, it's launch day. They might patch some things, but why can't I change, for one, Lance controls? Granted, this is my second game. Why can't you change these? Why can't you just, like, if you're going to give us the option to change them, why not split these up? Why are these locked to the same thing? I know, I'm doing a lot of bitching, not enough playing, just, oh, Jesus. The whole zoomed in, not being able to change the sensitivity thing is murder. Okay, at least when you remap it to Z, it actually does do kind of like Mechwarrior Online, where you can zoom it in half and then full. Which I guess you can technically do with the mouse wheel too. I'm not a fan of the mouse wheel. Sorry, it's much faster for me to just take my ring finger and tap Z. I get they were trying to change it, but you know. Okay, so I need to cancel F1, F2, and I am running right into people because I don't know the controls. Rip me. Oh my god, that zoomed sensitivity thing is gonna just kill me this entire game. I can feel it. Ah, there is a little bit of bullet drop, it seems. You know what? I might end up... If this bothers me this much, I'm gonna probably end up going to my mouse settings and legitimately setting a macro or some hotkey. See that stutter right there? That's definitely because I'm zoomed in. So I don't know what's up with that either. Wow, I just suck on that one. I didn't see a heat vision option. So H? No, there's no heat vision. Maybe it's a module? I also need to remember to hit R. Also, I should disclose, I only played Mechwarrior 4 and 3 with a joystick, and this one I'm playing with a keyboard and mouse. Because Mechwarrior Online, I'm actually used to keyboard and mouse. I can't do 4 on mouse at all. But the controls on this one should be similar enough that I can get used to keyboard and mouse. See, I don't know what's up with that stutter. I'm going to have to change it to low. Granted, I can only run Mechwarrior Online on low as well. Is this from the Epic Store? This is from the Epic Store. I did not buy it on the Epic Store. I was watching the Angry Joe show on Twitch, and I just happened to see them giving out keys and got to get one from that stream. But yes, it is on the Epic Game Store. In the beginning of this video, you can go back and rewatch it. You have to have Epic Game Store to play co-op at all, and they said you didn't on the AMA. Oh, there's a lot of mechs this time compared to last time. See, okay, they're all elites, and I told them to attack my target, and they're just chilling back here. So it's F1 orders all, F1 attack my target. They're elite AI, or supposed to be. And they ain't doing nothing. Yeah, Els, I know who you are. I'm not watching chat at all. I'm doing terribly at that. Sorry. That is a Shadow Hawk. Also, I wish I could see H tall, I think is what you call it. The bars for health instead of just the graph. This aim sensitivity when you're zoomed is abysmal. I can't believe you can't untoggle that. When you zoom in, the mouse sensitivity drops way down like a sniper, and I'm not a fan. I don't know where that mecha was over here went. Also, apparently I can't turn very far on my dragon. I feel like that's way lower than online. Which it might be. I don't know. I haven't played a dragon in a while. Well, I tried. See, I'm so used to Mechwarrior Online that I zoom in and try to like jump over to the target, and in this game that's going to be really hard because it drops the sensitivity so much. Like, okay, I'm going to move the mouse at a steady speed and then zoom in. So I'm moving it at a steady speed, and now I'm going much slower. It's just enough that it bothers me.
Target acquired.
Focus target has been updated.
That was great. Hit the tower running. That was amazing.
New target acquired. Target destroyed.
Where are my people? I know 2 of them are assaults, but I didn't think they were that slow compared to me. Like, dude, shoot this dude in the back. This is the other reason why I wanted to be able to do co-op, because at least my people would be able to shoot them in the back. Did I miss? Oh my god. This aim down or zoomed in aim sensitivity is legitimately gonna kill me. 500 meters, I can't hit it with my medium lasers? Are you kidding? Okay, so there's another option in here I wanted to look at. Enable minimap north, throttle decay, crosshair cooldown pips. I think these are what I think they are, and I definitely do want them. Yes, I do. Those tell you if your weapons have recharged, your weapon group has recharged. Also, it's supposed to tell you if the blips on the side of the crosshair that I just enabled, those are supposed to tell you if your weapons are in range by changing colors. They don't. I have a problem with that. Oh, the dropship moved. The dropship was over here last time, so it's not the same extraction point every time either. That's interesting. This just... I just can't see that... I don't know. There's a lot missing in this game for it to be launched today. Also, I definitely feel like that I'm not... The map up in the top corner is killing me as well. I have a lot of issues with this game for it to be a Mechwarrior game. I don't hate Piranha games, but... I don't know how anybody internally has not addressed these issues, or at least brought them up. I can't imagine they haven't. Just... It's a lot. It's a lot to take in for it to be this bad. Okay, Els in the chat just said she kind of wished they just upgraded Mechwarrior Online. I wish they would have took Mechwarrior Online as it sat, went to Unreal Engine, and made a single-player campaign with it. Mechwarrior Online, when it first came out, actually, you know what? I take that back. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm revoking that comment. I wish they took Mechwarrior Online Beta, packaged it up into a single-player, and released it with some AI, with the Mechwarrior 4 AI controls. and AI abilities. That would be my ideal Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries, would be that, with the single-player campaign. I haven't played the campaign. I don't know about how the writing is. To be totally honest with you, I didn't really care about the story behind Mechwarrior 4. I just kind of went with it. So I'm not going to probably criticize the writing super hard, but the missions I'll probably criticize. I'll probably be like, this just is boring or it sucks. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. We're going to do a couple of those now, I suppose. Too used to Mechwarrior 4 UI. I am super used to Mechwarrior 4 AI, or UI, sorry. And I definitely am going to compare it a lot to Mechwarrior 4 because they called it Mechwarrior 5 Mercenaries. They're not branding it as their own game. They're branding it as a continuation of the series. And I just... Mechwarrior 4, Vengeance, Black Knight, and Mercenaries all had the same UI and AI control. And from the 5 seconds that I've actually looked at the... Hang on, we're going to look at the Mech Lab real quick before I jump into single player, because I do want to play a little bit of single player. The UI in this just looks bland. I mean, this is just... I like the mech being here. The dissolve animation thing that they do for this, I could totally live without that. That looks super Borderlands-y to me. And I could legitimately care less about the whole fade-in thing. I mean, there's a strip mech, strip armor, revert. I'm not going to do a direct comparison to Mechwarrior 4, because I feel like, I mean, this game is how many years new? When did Mechwarrior 4 come out? 2004? You know what? No, we're looking this up right now. Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries release date. 2002. So we are 17 years ahead of Mechwarrior 4 Mercenaries. Vengeance came out in 2000. Okay, so the details mode they pulled kind of from Mechwarrior Online. I do like this view. I didn't know this view was in here. I've only seen everybody using this view. I don't mind this view because it looks kind of like Mechwarrior 4. I don't like that you can't adjust... Can you adjust heat sinks and shit? Okay, here's the heat sinks. You have to actually allocate them. I don't mind that. That's not a problem with me because that's from Mechwarrior Online. The crit slots, I don't mind. I don't mind these. Can you put medium or you can't? Okay, so I kind of have an issue with this. They said in one of the AMAs that you won't be able to have the ability to customize the mechs like you can in Mechwarrior Online. I understand that because Mechwarrior was never meant to do that level of customization, I don't think. Like the Omni Tech. There was just Omni slots and you can put whatever you want in it. You couldn't change out arms and legs for the clan mechs and all that good stuff. But you can't even put large lasers in the arms of... Well, I don't even know what this is. An Atlas? Are you shitting me? You can't put large lasers in the arms of an Atlas. I got a problem with that. I'm sorry. Give me the energy hard points so I can do what I want with those, and that's fine. So there's 6 medium lasers on this one. There better be an Atlas that can take large lasers, or I'm going to be kind of mad. Because that's kind of insanity. Okay, this one has large lasers. So you actually have to go to... Okay, I kind of don't mind that. I kind of understand that, because that gives each variant purpose. Mechwarrior 4 and... I mean, even Vengeance, Black Knight, all them, they didn't have the variants of mechs to play off of. I kind of don't mind that, because that gives each variant a purpose. Alright, I'm not as mad about that. But the rest of this is... You can't change the speed, I don't think. Oh, come on, that's abysmal. I can't even hit back to go... Okay, I just got to get used to this UI, that's what that is. You can't change the engines at all. That seems rough. Unless it's only an instant action thing, I don't know. Alright, let's see here. What's this? Definitely, are you on the highest settings? Highest settings video-wise? No, I'm on medium. I'm running an RX 480, so it's not a super high-end graphics card, but it's like mid-range. 2002, that was when it came out. That's dumb. I ran ER large lasers in the arms. Yeah, that's what I was just saying, but apparently you have to use the variants of the mechs to do that. I don't mind that as much because they need to make you want to use different variants and not just have one variant all the time for everything. I kind of get that. I'll ease off on that a little bit. I love the fact that Mechwarrior 4 you can load out all clan tech into the Atlas. I do like that about Mechwarrior 4, but I don't think that was viable in the lore. Disclosure, I'm not a big lore buff. I know a little bit, and I don't know what's considered heresy. So they do have ER PPCs and standard PPCs, but it doesn't tell you like what they are. Because I legitimately every time in Mechwarrior 4 I would always just go for ER shit. I would never use IS shit. I mean, this goes down and tells you all the projectile speed, the rate of fire. That's kind of cool. How much heat's generated. This graph looks bland to me, and it's all just black and white, and it's a bar. There's not. I don't know what exactly I'd be looking for. I kind of like the way Mechwarrior 4 does it, where it at least shows you like a graph. Mechwarrior 4. I'm just gonna have to pull up a damn video of Mechwarrior 4. I haven't played it in so long, but I'm definitely gonna compare a lot of it to it. My channel. I love that that's the first thing that comes up. I don't even care. Please don't tell me I'm stupid. It didn't put Mechwarrior. There it is. Mechwarrior 4 Mercs playthrough. 10 hours and 26 minutes, baby. Alright, so we are looking at the Mech Lab. I super wish I could get the HTOL view. Oh, come on. Give me the view I want. Mechwarrior 4 also uses graphics for firepower, armor, and heat. Yeah, I think that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, so it does colors for how good you are or how bad you are in each section. So firepower, like I'm looking at an urban mech with nothing on it, has the 17 firepower, and it's in the red, clearly. Mechwarrior was, or Piranha Games, I shouldn't say Mechwarrior, Piranha Games is all about information warfare. I don't know how much of that's going to play in this, because their whole point back when Mechwarrior Online was coming out was they want light mechs to be viable. I still think they kind of are in the way they do it, but I don't know how much that's going to translate into this. Armor, clearly it's just a white bar, and there's no colors. Heat, cooling heat per second. I don't know what this graph means. I'm assuming higher is better. But it doesn't give you, like, here's your heat efficiency and relative heat efficiency. That's what Mechwarrior 4 did. So, like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for here. Speed, I like the fact they give you that. I like the fact they just straight up tell you how fast it is, but you can't change it, so I don't know how much that matters. It's just... This looks bland to me. I mean, I like the way Mechwarrior 4 lays it out. I mean, it has all your stuff on the left, so does this. But it has graphics for what each type of thing is. So, like, large laser has the 3 lasers. Medium has the 2, small has the 1. I don't know. Okay, so that's tier. I guess we get tiered weapons in this. Can you change this here? I don't know how you get tiered weapons. I guess I'll have to figure that out. I'm gonna have a lot of problems with the game, and I feel it. Alright, let's jump into the single player campaign and see what's what.